reads like the script read like a novel. I was just
Yeah.
like every time I read like I was so excited to get an episode.
Hmm.
And normally, I mean, as actors, you probably only read your own scenes, but I was reading everyone's scenes. I was like, oh my god, this is brilliant. Oh.
Big
Uh,
fan.
Great to talk to you both. I mean, the show's absolutely amazing. So let's start with that. I mean, for you, Jack, let's start with you. When you got this script, was it the fact that you love a pint of Guinness? Was it Stephen Knight? Or was it something else completely? Do you know what I mean? That made you go, yes, I'm in.
I think it was Stephen Knight, absolutely, and the character of Byron that just kind of it's a cliche, but yeah, he leapt off the page, um, and I don't know. Sometimes you just click with a character. Sometimes it takes a little while to get to know a character, and sometimes you get to know them really quickly. And I just felt like me and Byron clicked, and so it was a pleasure, even just kind of preparing for the audition and doing that process, and then yeah, to actually get into the meat and bones of filming and everything, it was just like really fun, really enjoyable.
And yeah, he's an amazing character, but every character in this is so well fleshed out. And I think there'll be a lot of people like me. I love my pint of Guinness, but I had no idea about any of this. So I was going, is this really based on some sort of true story or are they making it up? Did you know anything, Niamh, about this whole world? Do you know what I mean?
I didn't know like the complexity of the Guinnesses and really how they got to where they are. I mean, even today, and I think Stephen did such an incredible job of like weaving in the political struggle at the time with this incredible dynasty that is Guinness. But I mean, it just reads like the script read like a novel. I was just
Yeah.
like every time I read I was so excited to get an episode.
Hmm.
And normally, I mean, as actors, you probably only read your own scenes, but I was reading everyone's scenes. I was like, oh my god, this is brilliant. And then I think to be able to watch how everyone has like brought those characters to life will be really special. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I mean, that you mentioned dynasties there, and obviously this is all the Guinnesses and the dynasties and the power struggles, but there's kind of similarities with Game of Thrones, I was thinking, and a lot of people are obviously going to know you're a kind of character from Game of Thrones, Jack. Is there any similarities when you're doing, because these are two big budgety, big show, is there
Yeah.
any similarities or are they actually just totally different?
Well, no,
As
I
in,
think, yeah, I mean, one thing that comes to mind is just the talent in every department. It's like with House of Guinness, you put your costume on that's been meticulously designed and thought about. You put your wig on or your hair is styled that's been thought about by these clever, creative people. And so from the sets to, every department, every aspect is, you're getting the best people in that job. And it makes our job a lot easier when you're surrounded by really talented people. So I think that's the main similarity is, yeah, having the privilege to work with other talented people.
and does it make it easier then when you put on all those costumes that they spent so much time making and all these sets? I assume a lot of the sets are real and there in front of you rather than CGI. Does that all help you get into this world? And is it uncomfortable? I mean, is that a course that's being like tucked in the show that you see on?
Of
Is that
course it
actually
Your corset was fine. Really loose. I mean,
the men get away with it?
I thought that I wouldn't have to wear a corset, but you know what? I am really happy that I got to because I think it represented like the struggles that women went through, of like that restraint and feeling like you can't really let loose.
Mm.
And the wig, like you just would leave your trailer not looking like yourself at all.
Mhm.
And I think that did like half the job for
Mhm.
me, especially then stepping onto these incredible sets and the detail that went into every single thing, as you said, like you're just working with such talented individuals, and it is like a whole machine, and we're all just little parts of it that
Yeah.
get it going, and it was really, really incredible.
Yeah. And yeah, and you mentioned your character Byron jumps off the page, and he jumps onto the screen. He's like, I don't know, he's a force of nature. And I was wondering, obviously you do prep and research for that, but when you're figuring out how he sounds and his accent, now and again, I have to ask, I got to tweak at Conor McGregor, and I went, did he look to Conor at all for this? Because it's that kind of Dublin accent. I felt. Was I wrong?
Yeah, it's funny you should say that. Actually, David Wilmot said something similar to me. I wasn't actually thinking of him at all consciously, but maybe unconsciously he fed in because I guess Byron has that swagger and arrogance and probably subconsciously. But yeah, I wasn't thinking of it exactly. It's probably not a very historically accurate accent, let's be fair. But we don't know what people sounded like back then, so you can get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is a mad character, but he's a fun character. And I was wondering, did you all as a cast get to have any fun? It's about Guinness, but it is a proper big budget show. So I imagine there's somebody in the background going, we're on a time limit here. Do you know what I mean? Every take counts. Was there nights out? Was there fun between takes? Was it allowed?
I mean, the
Yeah.
crack will be had. We're all Irish doing
Come
a
hell
show
or high
about
water.
Guinness. Do you know what I mean? Even if they didn't want it, it was going to happen anyways. But that Irish humor just like bleeds onto the
Yeah.
page, onto the screen. And I think, you know, sometimes you'd have really, you know, intense scenes. Like there was no scene that I got that I could just have a DOS day at. You know, everything was, you know, adding to the story. Everything's very like pointed. And you would want to unload the day with the Guinness. I mean, I did a lot of research with Seamus, who plays my brother, in the pub drinking Guinness. We were fleshing out our like
Yeah.
our family history, and it
That was
just
paid
made
for
me-
by Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
specifically.
Can't say no to a freebie. Do you know what I mean, man? Yeah, woman out my own heart. Pleasure to talk to you both. Thanks a million. Congratulations on
Oh,
the show. I
thanks.
thought you were
Thanks,
both
man.
genuinely, your characters are brilliant, but you do it so well. Thanks a
Good.
mil.
So
Nice
much.
to chat
Thank
to you.
you.
Thanks. See you. Bye bye.